back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. So today we have a special treat because for one, this is my last video of 2022. So I just wanted to do some recap of 2022 as we go into year 2023. I cannot believe it is about to be a new year, but we made it, y'all. As far as today, we've made it. And just for me, I've been in great shape. Things have been well, even though it's been a tough year. I have to give all thanks to God that I made it this far. So just wanted to recap and talk about some things we are leaving, or we should be leaving, in 2022. Because we want a new year, a new us. We just want to be able to celebrate and continue to evolve as the years go on and we get older. We don't want to be stagnant. But I made a list. Y'all know me and my fancy list. I got my list. I wanted to do something kind of in correlation to 2022. So I did 22 things we should leave in 2022. So let's go ahead and get started. Just a disclaimer, if it's long, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really hoping not to make the video too long, but if it is, I have to say what I have to say. So here we go. Number one, lacking self-love. I know that over time we start to see all the new things coming out in society, new ways you should look, new ways you should talk, new ways you should this and that, and what you should have by this and that time in your life and things like that. It can discourage us and make us start hating ourselves because we don't have, or we don't look like what society says we should have or what we should look like. But in 2023, y'all, it's time to ditch that old 2022 thinking to the side and go ahead and step into fully loving you. And that is in every area of your life: friends, relationships, situationships, jobs, kids, all of it. You need to make sure that you're loving you first, because it's nobody else's job but yours to love you. Number two, competing for love or people's attention. Y'all, I think we have done plenty of that in 2022 and even years prior, but we're going to talk about 2022. It has been a raggedy year with all the comparisons and trying to compete for someone. Many women fighting over one dude, multiple men fighting over one woman. Like, get out of that cycle. We all just want this 1%, top 1% person. But it's okay to just have a normal, average, everyday person, the guy next door, the girl next door, and be happy. We don't have to have the most flashiest or the most attractive or the baddest, the most sexiest person. Like, with all that comes drama and unhappiness. So let's just ditch that. And let's not spend so much time trying to compete, because first of all, somebody wants you. You don't got to compete for them, baby. You just got to be who you are, and they will like you. You don't have to do all that competing and trying to step on somebody's toes to win somebody. If they got all them options, let them have those options. You don't go stand in line trying to hope to be one of the options. Move on with your life and go find somebody who ain't going to take you through all that drama. And you definitely don't need to be trying to compete for attention on social media and all that stuff. And in comparison with people, just trying to, find your spot in the world. Just be who you are. The right people who are meant for you will notice you and attract to you. You don't got to do all that extra stuff. Number three, using and manipulating people to get what you want. That goes into number two in a lot of cases, because we tend to try to manipulate or try to use people to get what we want, or to get the relationship that we want, to get someone to commit to us, like to get somebody to give us the job. Like, let's leave that all in 2022 and let's have a better year moving forward in 2023 with the mindset that what's meant for me will be for me. I don't have to beg, I don't have to steal, I don't have to lie, I don't have to manipulate to get it. Number four, confusing confidence with being conceited. I think a lot of us, it's a thin line between the two. You could be confident without having a swollen head, but because of society, it's almost like you kind of have to be more conceited. If you don't know yourself enough, it's kind of like you have to be more conceited than you are confident. Confidence is just showing up as you are, happy as you are. You don't have to have an inflated ego just to feel confident about yourself. You should feel confident about yourself in anything you're wearing, whatever you look like, just because it's you. You have a confidence. It radiates from the inside out. But when you're conceited, you always got everything got to be perfect. You got to look the best. You got to be the best. You just got to shut down the room. Every time you go somewhere, you have to be the person that is just the one that stands out from the crowd all the time. That's conceited. But if you're confident, then you can go into a room with a lot of other attractive people and still feel beautiful, just as beautiful as you did when you left the house. It won't shrink you. There's a difference. So let's leave it in 2022. Number 5, comparing ourselves to others. As you heard me say plenty of times as you watch my videos, let's stop doing that, because your life is never going to be equal to someone else's. You cannot have someone else's life. Even if you guys have the same things going on in your life, it's not going to be the same way. You're not going to have their same husband or wife. You're not going to be able to make the same exact money that they're making, have the same exact house that they have the same exact car. You're not going to be able to do all that. And it's a waste of time trying to compete and have something better than that person, because if you just find happiness in what you have already, you'll find that maybe the stuff that they have you don't even like anyway. So what's the purpose of you competing? You compete for something that you don't even care about. You know, if we be real with ourselves, that's what we do. We spend so much time competing and comparing ourselves to other people to get to places we really don't want to be, or we really don't even like. Like a lot of name brands and all that fashion going on in the world right now, I'm like, half that stuff is ugly to me. So I'm not going to find myself trying to compete and, I can buy that Versace and that Gucci and whatever. I'm not saying that stuff is ugly. I'm just using them because just what's coming through my mind. But, you know, I'm not going out here and just throwing myself on. If I like something, and if it's just a Walmart brand, I'm going to get it. I'm not going to think about, oh, well, my friends, they all have Coach and all this. No, I don't care. That's what makes them happy. But I like this Walmart purse, and it goes well with some of my outfits. I'm going to get this Walmart purse. So let's stop competing. There's no reason. Comparison and competing with other people is just the thief of all your joy. I promise you. Let it go. Number 6, being ungrateful for what you already have. Again, it goes into comparing yourself with other people, comparing yourself with people that you see on social media, comparing yourself to your friends, your family members, associates at work. Oh, they have this, I must not be good enough. So my life isn't good enough because they have this and they're the same age as me, or they're younger than me, but they have more than me. But don't forget that somebody's looking at your life and they're feeling the same way, and they may be older than you are. So be happy and grateful for where you are right now, so then more blessings will flow to you. The more that you're grateful for what you already have, the more God puts on your plate. But the more ungrateful you are, He's just going to make you sit there with it. I remember when I was young, I did not like chili at all. My mom used to make chili on chili nights. I hated it, absolutely hated chili. And my mom would make me sit there all night until I eat it. And if I didn't eat it, then it goes in the refrigerator for the next day. That's going to be my lunch for the next day. I'm not going to get anything more. I'm not getting no dessert. I'm not getting another meal because I don't like this one. But when I learned to appreciate whatever my mom made, I was blessed with more. I ate what she made. I was able to have a different snack if I got hungry a little bit later. And I was able to get dessert, get some Kool-Aid. I know all that stuff back in the day, back in our time. So, but I didn't get all that when I was ungrateful. And I wasn't willing to see outside of what I wanted at that time. Sometimes you just gotta say, you know what, this may not be exactly where I want to be, but I'm grateful that I have X, Y, and Z. Number 7, situationships. If you're in your 30s plus, we really have to stop with the situationships. Stop doing it. It's not healthy for you, especially as a woman. I know that you want more. Stop lying to yourself, because you're not fooling anybody else. You can say all this, oh, I'm cool with just, hooking up, the hookup culture and all that. I'm cool with it. You're not. No woman, I'll say 98% of women in this world, none of them are okay with, just being somebody's plaything. So stop lying to yourself just to keep somebody around. Yeah, they may be cute, they may make you feel special, they may be attractive, they may spoil you and everything, but if you're not getting what you want out of it, and more than likely you want to be in a relationship with them, if they're not willing to give that to you, then let's not do that. Let's not entertain those going into 2023. The start of the year, let's just make up our minds that we're not going to entertain that. I've been guilty of it too, girl, so I'm not judging you at all. I've been guilty of it too, and I know men do the same thing. So this whole video is for men and women alike. Nobody's exempt. We're all humans, so we all have the same emotions, and we all experience life pretty much the same way, just at different times. So let's not entertain that. If someone's in a relationship, let them go be in that relationship. Don't you try to insert yourself or try to beg and plead for them to be with you, because it's not worth it. And if they don't want to be in a relationship and they told you they don't want to be in a relationship, don't beg. Just let it go and move on. That's as simple as it's got to be. Number 8. Please don't think I'm being judgmental, y'all, but I'm just being honest. I am a mama too. But for men and women alike, let's stop having children with people that we don't want to marry or that we know don't want to marry us. Can we please stop doing that? Because it's not fair to these children. It's not fair that, you know, they're growing up in single parent households, mainly single mother households. It's difficult, it's expensive. You know, it's just not fair. That child's not getting everything that they need emotionally. They're not getting everything that they need physically. I mean, they have a roof over their head and some food, but a lot of times they're limited because one household, especially depending on how many children that parent has, you know, one parent in the home trying to, you know, fund all these children and feed them and everything is difficult. So can we please not do that in 2023 and moving forward? Can we save ourselves and save our seeds and our wombs for the people who actually want to be in a relationship and in a home married to us, so we can have our children that way? Please. Let's try to leave that in 2022. Number 9, deflecting and projecting onto other people. You don't want to take blame. You don't want to be wrong. And if you feel wrong about yourself, you're trying to put it off for anybody else. Everything's wrong about somebody else when it's really you. Let's stop doing that. It's unhealthy. You're pushing people away. At the end of the day, that's all you're doing. You're not going to get love, or you're not going to get the friendships that you want and all of that, because you are just negative. That's toxic. So let's try to work on that for 2023. Go get you some counseling. Go pray. Go sit with yourself. Be alone for a little while and really pay attention to yourself and catch yourself. Oh, there I am. I'm tripping right now. I'm blaming other people for something that I do. I'm not taking blame for something I know I was wrong about. I want to blame other people. Let's work on that for ourselves and be better for 2023. I promise you, your life will be a lot easier. Number 10, same as number 9, avoiding doing the work on yourself. That's in anything that you know that you need to work on to improve yourself, to become a better version of yourself. Let's stop avoiding that. Let's go ahead and sit with it and really sit down and figure out, what can I do to start working on improving this area of my life. Because again, nobody wants a toxic person. Nobody wants a person who can't be honest and be realistic and say, you know what, this is something that I struggle with. This is something that I need to work on. So let's try to work on that in 2023, y'all. Number 11, living lukewarm. I know that is so difficult. When you live in the world, you kind of want to do a little bit of things like the world. But if we're going to be people to stand up and say, you know what, this is my belief, this is who my God is, or whatever the case may be, we need to start living like it. Like we want to, oh no, we believe in God, we believe in whatever your higher being is, but yet we are still doing the exact same things as of the world. So we're really no different when we're trying to say that you're living this type of lifestyle because you want to give life to the world. You want to be the salt of the world. You want to be the light of the world. Yet there's nothing different. You're doing exactly the exact same things that the people of the world is doing. So that's lukewarm, and that's playing with God in a lot of cases. And it's just, you got to choose a side. I mean, you don't need to be holier than thou. It's not what I'm saying. Or hoodlum if you decide to just live with the world, but just, you have to choose a side. Like, you know, you can't be out here talking about, you know, quoting scriptures to people and then be the same people fornicating and backstabbing and gossiping and, you know, putting your hands on people and cursing people out. Like, let's work on that. Nobody's perfect, but we can strive to become better people and to try to be more obedient to what our beliefs are. Let's work on that. Number 12, colorism and sexism. Yeah, y'all, we're going into 2023. Why does it still matter? Why does it matter what gender you are? Why does it matter what color your skin is? Why? In order for you are in a higher rank if you're a male. You're in a higher rank if you're lighter skin. Can we stop that? Can we please? Can we stop that? Because we're all human beings, and your color of your skin and your gender does not determine your success in life. It really doesn't. I don't know who told you guys a lie, but it does not determine any of that. It does not determine if you're better than somebody or if you're going to have more money than somebody else. It doesn't. I don't think it matters. So can we please stop doing that? And, you know, can we strive to be just seeing people for who they are, you know, and accepting people for who they are, and not so much focusing on things that they don't have control over. You don't get to choose if you're going to be born male or female. You don't get to choose if you're going to be light skin, dark skin, whatever race. You don't get to choose. So let's stop that, okay? New start in 2023. Number 13, body shaming. Let's stop doing it. And you know what's so crazy? We all talk about, oh, it's wrong, this person's body shaming, this person's body shaming. But we be honest, we body shame ourselves a whole lot more than what other people do. I do it. And you may look at me and be like, girl, like, shut up. No, you don't. Yes, I do. I body shame on so many levels, like from my shape to what I don't have enough of, what I wish I had less of, everything on the body. You know, oh, I don't like my nose because of this. I don't like my lips. I don't like this about that. I don't like this about that. I don't, like, can we stop nitpicking ourselves apart? Because that's very damaging. And this is the body that you're going to have for the rest of your life. And trying so hard to, you know, saying so much negative things about yourself is not a way that's going to help you to get self-love. It's not. It's in all circumstances, it's going to do the complete opposite. It's going to continue to break you down, hurt you, harm you, and make you wish that you was somebody else. And then you're just living a life full of wishes, wishing that you was somebody else or you look like someone else. So can we start, you know, back, like I said, with number 1, some self-love in 2023? And if it's something, if you don't like that you gain a little bit of weight, let's go to the gym. Let's walk. Let's eat a little healthier. You know, if it's your facial features, let's learn how to embrace what we have. You know, like I said, I don't have no surgeries, nothing like that. I just, a little bit of makeup goes a long way. And just sitting with yourself, bare face, naked, just saying, you know what, I got stress marks from I didn't have one kid. I got a bunch of stress marks, y'all. But instead of me just always being so negative about it, sometimes I might wear a crop top. You know, I don't want no halter top now, but a crop top, a little bit showing a little bit of the lower stomach. Okay, you still see the stress marks. And, you know, that's a way for me to just embrace. And, you know, just saying, and when I got the shower, just saying, you know, just rubbing on my stress marks and just telling myself I love them because they're part of me. They're there. They're permanent. So they're part of me, and they gave me a blessing. My blessing came from me. My daughter came from me getting these stress marks on my body. Like, start looking at things differently. You know, if we can start thinking like that, we'll stop beating ourselves up. The world already does enough. Let's not be our own enemies on top of it all. Number 14, codependency. Learn how to enjoy your own company. Learn how to do things alone. Learn how to go out there and make the money that you need. I don't care what gender you are. Make money to support you. Even if you are in a relationship with somebody, don't be so codependent on somebody that they can't live their life because you have to be a part of it because you don't know what to do when they're not around, are so codependent that if you feel like the relationship was over, you can't leave because you need them to continue paying for you to live a life, and you're grown just like they are. So why not have a job for yourself too? And in the society that we're living in, the world that we're living in, and the times that we're living in, if you're in a relationship, that's amazing, and it should be a team effort. Both parties should be working. Both parties should be putting into the home. Both parties should be, adding to groceries and school care and all that stuff. Not just one. We have to get out of that old ancient way of thinking, because women are permitted to work, and we can work just as good, if not better, jobs than men. So let's just go ahead and let's get back to that. There's nothing wrong with it. If you love somebody, your job on both halves is supposed to be in support of each other and to help each other, not watch you drown while I sit back and wait for you to bring home the money, and you better have enough to pay all the bills. Like, that's not love. That's kind of like using somebody and like making somebody your parent and you're a grown up too. That's weird to me. And then we, in those cases, we always hear about these people complaining, oh, you don't own me, you're not my daddy, and all this stuff. Yet, kind of he is, because you made him that way, because you don't want to do the work for yourself. It's okay to do 50-50 relationships. Y'all can disagree with me. I know y'all might put a whole lot of angry faces, but it is so okay, because with the amount of divorces today and with the amount of failed relationships in general today, I wouldn't trust nobody to support me. Absolutely not. I would not give anybody 100% control over supporting me. I wouldn't want that. Like, that's great if we live together and my man wants to pay the bills and all that. That's wonderful. That's beautiful. But I still want to have a job. I still want to contribute to something, because I don't want this man to feel like he owns me or that I just have to depend on him. You know what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother story. But like I said, I'm not judging you. You do what you want to do, but that's my perspective and that's how I feel about it. So we have to cut out the codependency and start making sure that we know what we like for us, and really getting back into things that we need and we want for our lives, so that we can continue to progress healthily through life. Number 15, splurging. I love to shop. Y'all. But I realized that with inflation going on and with how expensive it is just to survive in life today, it's not really worth it to be splurging, going shopping every weekend, buying all kinds of things that you really don't need. You really don't need it. I'm not saying don't treat yourself. You should. You should absolutely treat yourself. But, maybe instead of buying 2-3 outfits, maybe buy yourself one outfit a paycheck. Instead of going out to $200-$300 dinners, take yourself to a dinner that's only going to be $50 for you. Like, start doing more wiser things and putting up money for rainy days. Because I'm going to tell y'all what, within the last 6 months, my car has been in the shop 4 different times. And each time it cost me some money. So, and that car, I bought it brand new. So, and I take care of my car. But it's just, we're not going to car drop. But, some cars just, you get what you pay for. So, yeah, and if I would not have been disciplined enough to save money and to tell myself no, like your girl be wanting to go out here and buy all kinds of cute boots and heels and makeup and perfumes and just all the girly pretty stuff. But I know that rainy days will come. As long as you're living, you are not exempt. Rainy days will come, and they will come hard. And you need to be prepared. So please, in 2023, let's start us a little savings account and make sure that we're not spending every penny that we have, just to have a good time. Because once that good time is over, then what? It's over. It's just a memory. But if you fall behind on your bills or on your rent, you ain't gonna have nowhere to go. So think about that. Bills before fun. And then even with that, make sure that you're giving, to a child in need, homeless, your church or whatever. It ain't gotta be a whole lot, but give, and then buy yourself something on the side. But the rest of that, the bulk of it, you should be saving more than you're spending on yourself. That's just my opinion. But let's try it for 2023, even though I know nowadays the amount that we bring home in comparison to our bills, it's like, this is a joke. There's no way I can save money, but yes, you can. Even if it's $20, you can. You just don't want to tell yourself no to something that you really want. So let's learn to start saying no. Let's learn to be disciplined, and let's learn to save some money and stop splurging, because you just filling up somebody else's pockets and making somebody else's dream continue to get bigger and bigger while you are still working a 9-to-5 for somebody else. And you could probably be out here making so much more money being an entrepreneur somewhere, doing something that you really like doing, not working as hard, and really, you know, really just branching out and bossing up. But you too busy spending all your money you could be saving to get you a hair shop or make you t-shirts or write books and all that stuff. You're spending it on someone else's creation, someone else's thoughts, someone else's dream. Let's try to do better for 2023. Let's think about our talents and try to think of ways that we can make income off of them. Because everybody has a talent that you could, even if you have to link with someone else and, you know, just add to their dreams. You can do that. But let's be wise with our money. Let's be smart, because this is hard times and we don't want to continue to see so many people in debt just because they don't know how to say no to things that you can have a lot more later on. But right now, let's save and build towards a dream, or save and make sure we have a healthy amount saved up before we go spending money. Number 16, neglecting yourself. Let's try not to neglect yourselves in 2023. That's anything, y'all. Emotionally, physically, you know, go to the dentist. Make sure you're taking care of your smile. Make sure you're taking care of your health. Go to your doctor. Make sure you're getting tested for everything. Make sure you're getting your blood levels checked and make sure that everything's working right in your body. Let's make sure that you're learning how to take care of your hair. That's a part of you. That's what people see. They see your hair. They see your face. Let's make sure we're taking care of our skin. They smell you. Let's make sure that we're smelling nice. We're finding scents that are complementary to our bodies, our own natural odors. So let's go ahead and make sure that we're doing that. You know, I feel like as a grown person, we should not be walking around just smelling like soap or like nothing. Let's make sure that we're smelling good. Let's have something that, you know, something that just makes you feel beautiful, makes you smell handsome. Like we're grown. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us are single. So let's attract people and, you know, smell nice, look nice. Let's keep ourselves groomed. Let's make sure that we're wearing makeup that is attractive, not harsh, not looking like we're just trying to go walk on the walkway. Let's try to make sure that we're just looking more natural, because as men always tell us, and a lot of women don't want to listen, they tell us that they appreciate a natural face. That's not saying that they don't like no makeup. Let's understand that, ladies. They're just saying that they like more natural looks than you can tell she has on makeup kind of thing. So let's work on that. Let's work on, you know, wearing clothing that is flattering to your body. You know, if you got curves and stuff, it's okay. Don't be ashamed. But make sure you're not just underdressing your body. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure you still look nice. You can show off some curve and still be a godly woman. You don't have to wear skin tight clothing, but you can still show off your natural shape and still look very attractive, very beautiful, very feminine and soft. Let's just try to work on that. Men, do the same thing. Make sure that you're working on grooming that beard, because I see a lot of men out here nowadays, they have nice beards, but they don't take care of them. They don't brush them, they don't oil them, they don't do nothing. They just looking crazy out here. Let's make sure we're looking nice. Let's make sure we smell nice. Let's make sure our clothes look good. Let's make sure that we're just keeping ourselves groomed. Women don't like dirty fingernails, men. So let's make sure your nails are clean at all times. Make sure even if you go get some clear polish, there's nothing wrong with that. That is not saying anything questionable about you. It's okay. Go get you a little gloss on your nails. Get you a manicure, because I believe men and women both need manicures and pedicures. And then just, you know, just make sure you're keeping yourself up. And don't forget about yourself. I don't care how many kids you got. I don't care how many hours you work. Still try to take care of yourself, because that matters. Even if you're married, your wife wants you to be looking and smelling good, just like your husband wants you to be looking good and smelling good. So let's not neglect ourselves, because really when we're neglecting ourselves, we're neglecting the people who's connected to us, because people be embarrassed of us, or people don't want to be around us. And so that's killing time that we could be spending together. They trying to stay away from you because your hygiene ain't right. You ain't taking care of yourself. They feel too ashamed to be with you. They don't want to be seen out in public with you. Let's work on that for 2023. Number 17, settling for less than what you want or what you feel you deserve. That's for anything as well. Jobs, we all do that. Oh, this job is paying me this amount of money. I'm just going to settle. I'm not going to keep looking. It's okay to keep looking. It's okay. Keep looking. You don't have to take the first job that's offered to you, but you just look, and then you'll be amazed. You may find somewhere that's willing to pay you more, and maybe even in a area that you would love to work, a career area, an area closer to home. Like, you just don't know unless you try. Stop settling. Settling in relationships, settling in marriages, settling. We just all this is the best I can do. I'm tired of looking. I'm tired of being single. I'm tired of trying. I'm just going to settle here. Settling, like, it's not cute. It's not healthy. And at the end of the day, you're just going to live a very minimal life. You're never going to know what it feels like to truly have what you want in life because you're too afraid to try. So let's try. Let's push ourselves. Let's make sure we are not closing our minds off to endless possibilities of great things happening for us. For those of you who believe in God, you know that God is a way maker. You cannot doubt God because he can do so many things way greater than what your mind can even imagine. So let's not settle on anything. And I'm not saying like just because you've been with somebody for a long time you want to see what else is out there. I'm just saying if you don't feel like this is who I need to be with, or I don't feel like I fit into this group of friends anymore, then let's go ahead and start trying to move away and find the right people for us, if that makes sense. Number 18, it links into number 17. This is staying connected to people based off of the length of time you've known them. That is just so dangerous. You know, and that goes to family too. Oh, this is my sister, this is my brother. But if they're not healthy for you, if they're toxic, if they're taking from you, if they're draining you, if they're using you, what's the point of holding on to them? Just because you've known them all your life or all their lives? Like, no, let's go ahead and switch that up. Stop just saying I have to stay in this one spot with this one person or this group of people because we grew up together. Because we've been through this and this together. We've been together for 10, 15 years. We got kids together. Like, you don't, y'all have to please stop doing that. Because it's not good for you. Then that's when there's so many relationships that are, you know, breaking up or in shambles because a partner went out and cheated. Or a spouse went out and cheated and things like that. That's because you're trying to make yourself stay somewhere where you feel like you've outgrown that space. It's okay if you outgrown that space. Just be honest and stop trying to make yourself stay in a small box that you no longer fit into. Number 19, emotional immaturity. You get mad. Somebody say the wrong thing, it ticks you off. I get it. But being emotionally immature, calling and cursing, constantly, if you're in a relationship and you and the person is on bad terms, you constantly blowing up their phone, calling from other people's phones, being toxic, talking down to them, you know, talking all kinds of mess, making threats to people. Like, let's start with the emotional immaturity. I mean, sometimes it is hard to stay mature when you are really, really hurt. You want the other person to be hurt, especially if it looks like that they're unbothered. But I promise you, emotional immaturity is just going to come back and bite you in the butt. Because a lot of things that you say and you do, you can't take back. And if it was room for you and that person to reconcile, friends, parents, sisters and brothers, cousins, aunties, uncles, relationships, all that, if it was any room for you and that person, no matter what space they stood in your life, your employer, all them, if you say the wrong thing, if you're acting immaturely, if you're, you know, trying to hurt them because they hurt you or because they made you mad, you want to do something to make them mad, I guarantee you it's going to come back and bite you in the butt, and you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it, I promise. I've been there, done that. It's just not worth it. So let's work on that. Let's work on responding to things in a mature way. And I'm not saying ghosting people. That's immature too. Because if you you see someone's constantly texting you, or they're trying to talk, or they're trying to have a conversation with you, or calling you, and you're constantly ignoring them, or looking at their message, putting it on read and leaving it, all that crazy stuff, y'all, let's stop. You know, it's okay to say, you know, the truth. Okay, I just need a little bit more time to think about this situation, and then we can talk about it. But don't let it go longer than 3 days. You need to be talking about it. Even if the end result is I no longer want to be a part of your life. I just can't, for whatever reason. At least you had time to think about it, and you can talk about it in a mature way that's not trying to hurt the person, that's not trying to talk down about them or trying to make them regret doing whatever they did to you, because they already probably do regret what they did, obviously, if they're still reaching out. So let's make sure we're working on being emotionally mature next year, because emotional immaturity does what? It doesn't get you what you want. It's going to destroy you, and in the end, you're going to be the one that's looking crazy, and you're going to be the one that's hurt. I promise you. Number 20, having a poverty mindset. You're just thinking, oh, I can't afford this. I want a house, but I can't afford a house. I want a nicer car, but I can't afford a car. I want to send my kids to a decent school, live in a decent neighborhood, but I can't afford that. Stop saying that you can't, because you can. And like I said, a lot of times, if we're real with ourselves, you can afford nicer homes and nicer things, healthier foods, things like that. You can afford that stuff. It's just that you would much rather see the money left in your account than when you get paid, you're spending it and having enough to save. If that makes sense. Like, you'll rather go to the grocery store and buy all the unhealthy stuff, all the processed foods and all the stuff that's not good for you, and you're complaining about your weight, but you're saying, oh, I can't afford healthier foods. But if you spend $1 or $2 more, you can have healthier stuff. You may not have an abundance of it like you would if you buy a whole bunch of unhealthy stuff. Or you may not have all the extra money left over where you can just go splurging on, buying yourself some clothes or some shoes, some makeup, going to get stuff done at, going on spa dates and all that. So you may not have it, but your body is going to thank you for it later. Because as you're getting older, our bodies don't be the same, y'all. So everything counts. Your vitamins, taking care of yourself, eating healthy, all that matters. Exercising, go pay for your gym membership. Like, stop having a poverty mindset, because that's how you're going to live. If you think like that, that's how your life is going to be. But if you say, you know what, money does flow to me. This is good for me. I'm spending money on things I know that I need, and I know I'm going to be blessed to continue to spend money on things that are good for me and that I need. I promise. So try it out. Let me know how it goes. Number 21. Y'all don't be yelling at me now. But getting married for the wedding, not the marriage. Let's stop doing that. Let's stop. I believe that's why plenty of marriages today are ending in divorce, because people want to get married because of what it looks like, or because you've been with somebody a long time. But you really don't want the marriage, because if you wanted the marriage, then you'll be more so focused on that before you even got married to the person. Doing the work before. Not focus on what our colors are going to be, where we're going to get married at, how many people we're going to have, how big can we make this wedding. You're not going to be focused on all that. You'll be okay if you had to get married at the courthouse. You'll be okay with that, because you'll be more concerned about the marriage and actually building that life with that person versus the wedding and showing off that I'm marrying this person. Like, it's backwards. You spend a whole lot of money on other people to enjoy your day. I still don't understand weddings, because I'm spending all my money, thousands of dollars, on you to enjoy my day, when I can just go to the courthouse and spend a couple $100 and get my license to my husband. And we can use that same money and go buy us a house and plan us a good honeymoon and start saving money. I just don't understand why people be spending brand new car amounts on weddings that only last a year or two. Like, let's stop doing that for 2023. Maybe after 5 years you can plan a wedding, because then you in there. Y'all went through some stuff. You're saying, okay, I still want to be married to this person, so 5 years, let's have us a wedding. So we're saving up for a wedding. We're not just jumping first thing as soon as we want to get married. We're spending all this money on the wedding, and we don't even take time to spend the money on counseling, premarital counseling. We're not spending time with each other to know if this is going to be a good match for us both. Like, we're just too busy already. Well, we get married and nothing's going to change that because you're just so excited about having the wedding. Let's stop doing that. Because after the wedding day, you have a marriage. And marriage is supposed to be lifelong. So let's stop playing with God. Let's stop playing with each other. Stop wasting each other's time and wasting a lot of money in 2023. And let's get serious. If you really want the marriage, you need to learn. You need to be doing all the studying you can on what marriage is, and seeing how you and your spouse of choice is going to be handling the marriage. What do y'all want in that marriage together? How do you? What are your goals together? Y'all need to be worrying about that, not about the wedding colors. Okay, y'all. Y'all weddings be beautiful, but let's not waste time. Let's stop doing that in 2023. And last but not least, number 22, relationship hopping. Let's stop doing that. When you get out of a relationship, I don't care if it's just been 2 or 3 months. I don't care if it's just been that short of a time, or if it's been 2, 3 years, 5, 10 years, 20 years, a marriage. I don't care what type of relationship and what length of time. You need to be taking time to heal. Not looking forward to getting into the bed with somebody else or connecting to someone else because they're feeling that void of you being alone or single. Let's stop doing that, because broken people, when you're getting out of a relationship, you may not feel like you're broken, but you are. Oh, I healed through the relationship. I was already out of the relationship before it was over. No, you wasn't. I promise you wasn't, because you were still in some type of routine with that person. You felt like you may have been emotionally disconnected, and that may be true. But a part of you was still connected to that person, because you were still trying to do things to make sure that there was peace at home. You were still trying to give it a try, a little bit here and there. And if you didn't want to, you was trying to make sure that, things were cool, that you was trying to still have peace. You wasn't trying to stir up anything negative. You were still trying and still in routine. If that person wanted you home at a certain time, you were still coming home at a certain time. So stop with the, oh, I was already out. No, you wasn't. You wasn't living single. You wasn't trying to figure out things for yourself. You wasn't going through the grieving process because that person was still there. Even if you tried to go through the grieving process with that person still being there with you, it was not working. I promise you. I tried that too, y'all. I tried that too. And that nothing hits until you are legit, genuinely out of that relationship, out of that home, and then into your own home, out of that marriage, divorced, and single as in I'm not still creeping and sneaking with my ex. I'm not creeping and sneaking with somebody new. I'm not underneath somebody else. I'm not entertaining nobody else. I'm just alone, and I'm working on the mess. What did I learn from this marriage? What did I learn from that relationship? How do I want to be different? What do I want to hold on to? What do I want to improve on? Until you're doing that, you're not healing. You're not healing until you guys are absolutely all the way separated. I promise you. Because it's just a security blanket having that person there. You may know that person's talking to somebody else, and you may say you don't care. And you may not in the moment, because it's like, oh, well, you still got that person. It's still some control. You see what they're doing. Or if they're sitting at home, they're not talking to nobody. It's a security blanket because you still can see what they're doing. But when it's completely over and you don't got no ties to them, you don't get to know what they're doing on a day-to-day basis anymore. You can't just pick up the phone and call them. They're not at the house waiting when you get home. It's a whole different ballgame, I promise you. So let's stop talking about we healed before we lost a relationship, because that's not true. And let's stop jumping into another relationship or having backup plans and then jumping into that relationship and trying to build something while we still have healing we need to do. Let's get better with that, because you're not doing anything but people who may have already done the healing for themselves. You're latching onto them and you're sucking them dry, and now you have 2 broken people now trying to be in a relationship that's not going to work. And then, or if you're broken and this person's still broken because neither one of y'all want to heal, y'all come together, it's a disaster. I promise you, it's a disaster. And so let's steer away from that. let's go into 2023 with the mindset of, if I'm in a relationship and this relationship does not work, if this marriage does not work, I am going to take the time that I need to heal. I'm going to get the counseling that I need. I am going to learn myself, rebuild, and learn where I am now at this point in my life. Love myself, reinvent myself, date myself, doing things with myself. And then once I feel more confident and secure in myself, and I can trust myself to make better decisions for myself, then I can branch into a relationship. But not rushing into a relationship, not needy for a relationship, not desperate for a relationship, but just, okay, this is a nice person, let's talk, let's be friends and see where it goes. And you'll be okay with that. But if you're running, trying to hurry up and find somebody to fill that void, I guarantee you're going to be desperate, needy, and it's just not going to go good. You're just going to pick anybody that gives you a little bit of attention. And a lot of times that's when you end up in bed with somebody and you don't even want that. You can end up with something that you may not be able to get rid of, or something that's just embarrassing that now you got to tell. It's going to be in public records that you didn't have something because you just was so desperate to be with somebody. Or you're in it with kids with somebody that when you finally get a chance to get to know them, you're like, I would have never talked to this person if I would have took my time and got to know them first. But y'all let me know what you think. Sorry this was a long video, but it's the last video of 2022, y'all. I thank you for all my supporters. I thank you for all the people who want to be friends with little old me, little old Mika. Thank y'all so much. I very much enjoy doing my videos, and like I said, my videos is more so like my diary entries. It ain't nothing personal. I ain't trying to judge nobody or trying to make myself out to be better than anybody, because that is definitely not the truth. And I just want to share my experiences and share my own mistakes, and so that I can help somebody else. Or even if people are thinking the same way as I do and they feel like I'm the only one that thinks this way, you have a voice over here that possibly could be thinking the same way you do. So that is my video, my last video of 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Please add to the list. There are so many more things we can leave in 2022. I just wanted to do 22 for the year 2022. I don't know, a little cheesy, but I know there's so many more I really wanted to say. I was like, no, those are not most important. So y'all go ahead and drop it in the comment box below. Someone like myself is reading your comments. So let's be polite and courteous and keep the conversation going. And we will talk next time. See y'all in 2023. Love y'all. Bye.